Marriage is a scam with a cherry on top. Shout out to all the virgins in the house. If you don't know what I mean, then you really are a virgin. We call virgins everybody who is watching this for the very first time. My name is Getrude Mungai. I'm a lifestyle designer on sex and relationships. I promised you guys in the first episode that no topic is off limits. We're talking about everything. So when it comes to marriage, we have Rosie. You know, people say it's a bed of roses, but let me tell you something. Roses have thorns. If you're not careful, your bum is going to get pricked. So to all the virgins in the house, I'm sure you're wondering why marriage is a scam with a cherry on top. Because not everybody believes in marriage. And the few people don't believe in marriage, they think it's a scam. Please don't say that. I don't believe marriage is a scam. And that's why I'm telling you, there's always a cherry on top. So in this particular podcast, we'll be talking about the highs and the lows when it comes to marriage. You know, from the time the honeymoon phase is over and reality sinks in, then you realize, oh no, it's not a fairy tale. You know, then you realize, my goodness, you will keep disagreeing on some issues and some non-issues. But still marriage, you get what I'm saying? There's always two sides to a story. Which is your story? Please send me your story or send me a questions and I'll be here to answer it. Okay? So this is the last part of, it's episode 3, yes? But it's the last part of the question a nice lady sent to us. There were about 5 issues. In episode 1, we dealt with issue number 2. I know, always people start with issue number 1. But I decided to do issue number 2 because it made a lot of sense. We talked about feminine energy and masculine energy. In episode 2, we talked about the first issue, issue 1, issue 3, and issue 4. So today, we are going to talk about issue 5, which means you really have to go back if you haven't watched episode 1 and episode 2. Then this will make a lot of sense. But if you don't want to watch the other episode, I'm telling you, you're going to miss on some good stuff. We demonstrated. I know what you guys want. And I will. Next time you see my set has a bed, I'm a Kama Sutra chair, a tantric chair. Hey guys, it's me. What do you expect? We can't just be talking about people getting scammed in a marriage, you know, and we don't talk about orgasms. We have to talk about orgasms because, you know, an orgasm a day keeps the doctor away. If somebody told you it was an apple, they lied to you. You know me, I always tell you the truth. Imagine, try it. Try going to Mombasa first class and having multiple orgasms. Your medical bills will come down. Oh my goodness. I love this podcast. It's the only podcast which gives you the 2 sides of the story. It's 2 sides of marriage. Scam and a cherry on top. So, let's go to our question or the last and the final issue that we can put this matter to rest. The situation ends up killing the connection for me and making the relationship flat. This is something that I value and it isn't being met. Him taking more leadership. Is there hope or I just accept it? There's hope. Okay? Especially if you're willing to pursue. And how long has it been? You know, I forgot to ask, how long has it been? How long have you been married? I can tell you from personal experience. After 25 years of marriage, there are so many things I've come to terms with. They're not big enough for me to walk out of my marriage. And sometimes when you feel like the grass is greener on the other side, it's not necessarily true. It could be a burst sewer. So the closer you go to that green grass, there's change. You know? So I'm one of those people who believe the grass is always not greener on the other side. Put in some work. You understand what I'm saying? Just put in some work. But there's this other issue which I cannot ignore. And this is not just about this lady. Many times we feel like our needs are not being met in our relationship. People get married for different reasons. Okay? If you get married to a chick who comes from a loaded family, clearly, it's not food, shelter, and clothes on her back she's looking for. Chances are you got her from a bigger house and then you went to start life in a smaller house. So she's not just looking for shelter and definitely not for food. Okay? If you got married to a lady who came from maybe a single parent, the dad was missing, and there's so many things which came about, and maybe there was no father figure or there was no man representing a father figure who stepped up to show her the way. So she's definitely looking for leadership and direction. Sometimes, but some came from a strong mom and they picked more of the masculine energy than anything else. So the best thing for us to do is to understand who we are married to. Like I said, after 25 years of marriage, there's so many things. My husband is not going to change them now, but if I stuck around up to now, trust me, I've learned to live with them, and I've concentrated on the positive and not the negative. I'll give you an example. I thought today I will share from personal experiences. I married a Kikuyu guy from Gikambura, Kiambu somewhere. I hope he doesn't watch this episode. Manake, I'm about to share some dirt. I tell you, if you come and find flowers in my house, I bought them. Not chances, I bought them. He doesn't do flowers. He doesn't do romance. He doesn't plan getaways. He doesn't even do gifts. He stopped doing gifts because he just used to bring some gifts. Man, especially when he tries to be romantic, he'll show up with teeny tiny underwears. Seriously? Have you seen my bum? Okay, let's not go there. Please, forget I said that. A tiny underwear. If I attempt to wear that underwear, I will commit suicide in the wrong places. One day I told him, if you try and wear that, see what happens. So I think I put him off enough time for him to give up. I am speaking my truth. I don't know about you. So he stopped buying, and this is just an example. I remember in one of our anniversary, my husband, our first microwave ever, he bought it on our anniversary. I got so pissed. The brother had been saving for it for a while because I was hinting, microwaves are just coming to the picture. And every home has a microwave. Mine didn't have. Remember married to a Kiku guy from Gikambura, Kiambu somewhere? He has to budget and budget and budget. I'm sure he almost linganisha a microwave with a plot in Ruai. Are we going to live in Ruai? Why are we buying a plot in? Anyway, I know to some of you guys might sound, I told you this episode is about ranting. Some of you might sound like I'm ungrateful. I am not ungrateful. I'm just trying to speak my truth. He just didn't know which kind of, and I was too young, too naive to even explain nicely. So we went through phases. But I think my reaction, my husband stopped buying gifts. He doesn't do gifts anymore. Yeah? And then outings. This guy will take me to places because I'm craving for nyama choma. He'll take me to places. I can't even use the loo. Bloody hell. What's going on? So, again, it was war. I didn't want to go outing with him. Munanipeleka place after I've eaten nyama choma nicely, I've drank a glass of wine or whatever it is they serve. I can't use the loo, which means I'm frowning. So again, outings. Then let's just say we went through phases. Where we are at right now, I plan the holidays. I have a budget to buy whatever it is. Do I even have a budget? I just buy my stuff, you know? And then, especially the romantic getaways, I hit him where it hurts the most. I plan, I make him pay. It's a win-win situation. And I'm a very happy camper. About you, like I said, he had so many other good things going on. I can't even start listing them. What I can tell you is, if I was given another opportunity, I will marry the same bloody brother. Okay, I say bloody. I'm telling you, this episode is gonna make me get. You understand what I'm saying? Many times I play this game in couple session and stuff like that, and I make them write papers. And one of the questions I ask, if you had an opportunity, would you marry the same guy? You know, you can just imagine. And that's why I call my podcast Marriage is a Scam with a cherry on top. Many women say they wouldn't marry him. Yeah. And sometimes I ask if there's anything you can change in your relationship. What will it be? People tell me I'll change the husband. I have to retract and say, okay, anything else other than the husband. Which means a lot of nasty things or a lot of unpleasant things are happening in our marriage. What I can tell you is, you don't just pack your bags and leave. There's so many things you can do. But sometimes it's not about him. It's about you. Like I said, when it comes to my situation, there are all these things. I even right now, I can list he's not doing, but there are so many other things he's doing. And then I started going out there, even giving this talk. I think my job is very therapeutic, even for me. I get inside information about other people's marriages. Then I come and compare with mine. We're not doing so badly. So what? I don't even remember. The other day I went through my wardrobe to see what has my husband. I think I was going through something. What has he ever bought me? Nothing. And the last time when I asked for Tanzanite on white gold, sayo ndo niliambiwa vile plot Ruai ziko bei rahisi. Hey. Okay? So I made peace, like I said. I planned for the holidays, but the beauty is we had a conversation. And he explained to me nicely. Yeah, of course. I took him on a sex picnic. What do you think? It's my safe space for me to tell my husband everything. And I shared this with you in the last episode. I do these things. Food, erotic food, finger food, sticky, sweet and nice. And it's okay. Don't be shy. There's nothing he hasn't seen. It's okay to feed him a 3-course meal on your body. This is where you serve the starters. This is where you serve the main course. Gosh, I can't tell you where the dessert goes. But it's safe. He's not living there with foot and mouth disease. It's safe. Oh my God. So I did what I needed to do, guys. I could not complain. I'm telling you, my first Christmas, barely a year after our wedding, I was in tears. You know, I know so many people many times say, oh, you need to have this discussion. You need to plan. You need to agree. But I don't think it's possible to talk about everything and end. So most of the time, people talk about the major issues. And that's okay. And then you come to realize there are two little issues which make who you are sometimes were not discussed. And 1,001 times I've told them women, don't go and start rearranging things. You might just miss up something good. Just go into this marriage, take a back seat. Chances are he already has plans, systems in place. Observe, and then you will know where to fit in. So for me, observing was painful. Remember, I was young and naive. And maybe I had too high expectations. I forgot I was marrying a man with 2 heads. This head and that other head. And let me tell you something, ladies. There's no enough blood supply to the 2 heads. There's no enough blood supply to the 2 heads at the same time. So when one head is working, the other one shuts down. Do I need to explain this further? How else would you have a guy, the wife is breaking her back, feeding the family? And I'm not saying every man does this, but there are men who have perfected this. You know, you come home, eat food, sleep in a house. You don't know where rent is coming from. You don't know who bought that food. And you're comfortable. And you're not in between jobs. It's your way of living. The wife is literally doing everything. Na mwanamume umekula chakula, umeoga maji ujui nani analipia. Which head are you using? Which head are you using? Like I said, this podcast is going to highlight some of them. And please, guys, don't feel sorry for yourself. Start thinking, oh, nimelemea wanaume. From where I am sitting, so many men are messing up good marriages. So many men are messing up very good marriages. Women are putting themselves out here. They are trying. All you have to do is meet them at their point of need. And women talk, they say, they express themselves. I think about it. Maybe your wife has been talking about these things. The day she keeps quiet and she doesn't do anything, she lets you do whatever it is you're doing. Let me tell you something, unasaidiwa na jirani. Utasaidiwa na jirani. Ukilala nyumba hulipi rent, ukikula chakula hujainunua, na unajua job yake analipwa pesa ngapi, utasaidiwa na jirani na kuambia. So, to all the men out there who are hardworking, you know, breaking their backs to provide for the family. To all those men who are not even thinking of cheating on their wives. And don't tell me I'm not being realistic. Yeah, not all men cheat. Story for another day. To all those guys who do nothing, who do everything to make sure the family is provided. And not just financially. Okay? Emotionally. They provide leadership, stability, and security. You know? Some of them do it from the background. And the family is well taken care of. To all you guys, I hope you're having a fulfilling marriage. I hope she appreciates you. And keep doing it. It doesn't have to be for her. Sometimes marriages are bigger than us. It doesn't have to be for your wife. It should be for you're doing the right thing because that's what you're supposed to do. And to all you ladies, you know, who are doing whatever it is you need to do to keep the family together, despite the man behaving badly. Look at the bigger picture. You know, look at the bigger picture. You know, sometimes years ago, those days when I was rejecting a microwave because it came on my anniversary, you know, those days, I used to say, where? Ngoja tu. He cheats on me. I'm out of here. Guess what? 25 years later, the conversation is different. Right now, he cheats on me. I'm going nowhere. I'm not going anywhere. I know that I'm condoning infidelity. So the first thing I'm doing is to make sure whatever it is I'm able to cater, I'm trying to provide for all his needs. Humanly possible. Because I know there are women who are breaking their back and they're doing everything. And the man still cheats or still goes outside. But I'm trying. Right now, if he does, then he will be the one with the problem. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah? Now, like I said, there's always two sides to a story. This particular question came from a lady. And that's why I'm very hard on the women. Guys, send me your question. Because I know, yes, there are very many women who are behaving badly. And let me remind you this. Men started this cheating thing. They cheated on women all over the place. Most women were so much invested into the family. They took it up. Women picked up this cheating game, perfected it. Guess who is being played left, right, and center now? What goes around comes around. Marriage is not a scam, people. It's two people doing the right thing. And it's got nothing to do with love. It's about commitment. My name is Getrude Mungai. I'm a lifestyle designer on sex and relationship. Keep watching.